Hey, welcome back, guys. I am Adam Meier. I'm the Senior Project Manager here at Valor Restorations, and I'm here with our owner. And today we're going to be discussing a common question: why is restoration so expensive? Given that I'm on the process side of things and I just move things along and make sure that things are going smoothly, that's something I'm always curious about. Why is it so expensive?
Well, as you know, it's not a factory with a design, build, and purpose-driven, build a car a day times 1,000 kind of model. And back when the industry was really was blossoming, you'd have thousands of men not being paid very much to assemble a car with purpose-built parts on the ready. And when you're doing a car restoration, it's entirely different. First, it's not what it was when it was born 60 years ago. It's been changed multiple times to be something different than it was originally purposed to be, engineered to be. And then we're re-engineering. And hopefully, in our way of doing it, preferred is to make it as original as possible as it was designed to be by the engineers who built it. So it's just not assembly line type of thing. You have to think through all the problems and changes the car's been through, and then do your best to make the most of that build and what that customer wants.
So, given that these builds can take 2 to 3 years, and very often you will run the same cars, is there any benefit to possibly coming up with specialized tooling or a standardized process, or would that lead us to be too specialized?
I don't think so. I think it's a combination of things. But if you have some standard operating procedures you follow, have somebody like you that's bird dogging the process, and if we get as good with tooling as we can be with the talents that we have around us, that's really all you can do. Really, I think is have a method of operating to where you take care of that 90% of the customers who want the similar outcomes. And then you're going to have strange ones. You're going to have custom builds. You're going to have resto mods. You're going to have all kinds of things that require re-engineering and reimagining that car. So I think it's a combination of those things.
So do you find it's kind of difficult to manage the expectations when people imagine these cars coming out in predictable intervals and bringing them back to the reality of doing restorative work on a vehicle that could be totally different than anything we've done before?
Great question. Yes, I think it is daunting just to get out of the customer's brain what exactly they're imagining. And it's not like they've got 50 years of experience doing it. They're just dreaming of this one car they imagine that they would have had or did have as a young person, and they're nostalgic in the way they want to go back and revisit that time in their life and enjoy that car. And if we can extract exactly what they want, that's huge. That's great. That's a great place to start. Oftentimes we can give great consultation and hits and misses we've had to add to their build or take away from their build so that they don't go down a rabbit hole that's just going to be expensive and not productive. It's not going to do anything to make the car any more fun for them or any more reliable. Absolutely. So that's where the consultation comes in, and it's a collaborative effort. You have a lot of fun doing it if you do it right with the right kind of people, and they see us as valuable in putting that dream together. It can just be the most fun you've had.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to answer that, I think.
Yeah. So there's another question I'm really curious, since you've led into that personal relationship aspect of building one of these cars that are in various states of disrepair. I guess you really put an emphasis on building the relationship, figuring out why this car is even worth doing to these people. Many of them are basket cases. So, you spend a lot of time talking to people about their cars. How often do you find yourself having to talk them out of it, even if they're sentimentally attached to the vehicle?
Most of the time. It's much less expensive. It's much cheaper to just go buy what you want done than it is to build the dream. But there's value in that relationship building, the collaboration, the fun you have, having an open shop where we let customers visit often. They get to talk to the caregivers of the car. We talk to the cars. We're weirdos. We're talking to this old girl trying to get her back in a happy place.
Noted.
You've done it. We're weirdos. We admit it. But it's a lot of fun, especially with a proactive person. Maybe even it's their first and only restoration. It's the only car their grandpa had that reminds him of him and maybe smells like him, and when he gets in it or she gets in it, and those are the most fun, no question about it. If you're doing this to make money, and if you're flipping burgers and cars, the car is a burger. Yeah. This is not the place. Don't do that. You really have to do that yourself in order to have margin on the other end of that. If it's a business enterprise for you, that's one thing. If it's a personal endeavor with the kind of people you want to hang out with and be around, then it makes sense. But man, to answer your question, I probably not talked 9 out of 10 people from doing it.
9 out of 10 prospects.
I would say. We've got a folder. I mean, it's
Wow.
like this thick now over the years where people have come in, and I wasn't as good at it in the beginning as I am now, but you can see around corners, you can see sub-assemblies that are probably bad.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
see parts of the car that are wasted, and now you have a better idea of how much effort that takes to fix, and time is money, right?
Yeah.
Aftermarket parts are cheap. Labor is expensive. These are highly specialized, elite people that do this work, and you have to pay them if you want to retain them.
I have noticed that there are no slouches here. They are all
thank you.
very, very good at that, at what they do. So 15 years into this, man, do you have some words of wisdom for people that have, say, an exotic twin-cam Jaguar that's rusted out and the engine's seized up, but they got to have this Jaguar? I mean, do we offer a lot of different ranges of resto-mod drivetrain options that'll drop in, or is that something customers should consider?
In some cases, it's kind of hard to put them all in one basket, but yeah, we do have a customer that's a good friend, and he's putting a modular Ford engine in a 66 Jaguar, and trying to get as far as he can, doing it himself, and it's kind of an interesting build, and but they're never drop in. It's never drop in, and when customers come in and go, "Hey, I want to put fuel injection on this car," it's like, well, you're putting aftermarket parts with additional points of failure,
Yeah.
with unproven technologies made in a foreign environment where the QC controls aren't maybe what they need to be. And in those cases, yeah, maybe you want to do the extra fabrication and exhaust work, fuel delivery work to put a LS or modular Ford engine in this unique car, this Jaguar you mentioned, and then that may make sense because at least you're using the technology that was designed to work together. From the fuel delivery from the tank and the right fuel pressure to the correct exhaust on that modular Ford with the all the clearances made to where you can operate it functionally with the steering column, and you're going to rewire the car. You're going to put a different cooling system in to reach those parameters that car needs to be at. So, man, it's really hard to throw them in one box. But yeah, should you consider it? Absolutely. Because if that thing is a hen's tooth and you can't get parts for it and you can't restore it, as we call an OEM restoration, you kind of have to look at some of the other modern technologies. But group them in not cobbled together. I don't think we're the greatest engineers in the world. We're not going to compete with 5,000 engineers at Ford in cobbling together this intake with that the throttle body injection system with that wiring harness. There's O2 sensor, map sensor. There's too many things that can go wrong.
Too many variables to play with.
I'd rather just take, a 2019 Mustang pullout and put it in it because I feel confident we can make that work. We'll imagine it's a 2019 Mustang in your 66 Jag,
Cut away everything that isn't, Mustang. Wow. So the 9 out of 10 number still puts me back on my heels. I can't believe you turn away that many people. But I guess that's just, would you say that's an outcropping of your actual ethic? You do this for the passion of it, not just as a living.
Yeah, I take no pride in having a wait list. In fact, we don't have one. We have a first in, first out process, and we follow it. As you know, you do a weekly update.
Yes, I do.
You give customers a punch list of things that were done last week, how many hours it was. They do the simple math. They know how deep they're in it. They can hit the stop button at any time. The what is it, the smart button?
The buzzer.
Yeah,
Stop
hit the buzzer.
Pain. What do we call it? I don't know.
Yeah, stop the pain. And then here's the things left to do on the initial assessment punch list. And, I think that's a great way to go about it. Just have open information. Be as transparent as possible. Here's what we did. Here's what it cost. Do you want to keep going or not? With an stated objective on the end. And, almost all the time you hit it. But, yeah, 9 out of 10 cars should not be restored. If the base value of that car is almost nothing except sentiment, We can get one that looks an awful lot like it, probably already restored for a fraction of the number it's going to cost to pay to fix it. So you're not abandoning them and leaving them hanging out there. You're going, hey, I can help you solve the problem. But that 68 Dodge Polara is probably not the one you want to restore. We could find you one for $20,000 that's done and is beautiful, has no holes in the floor, and doesn't need an engine rebuilt, doesn't need to be painted. It's already beautiful. Why? Let's forego the $100,000 you'd spend on making that one like you want it, and just go find you one.
Okay.
There's a better way to do it. And then we'll do little things for you. You want air conditioning? Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got to have that here, but that's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable.
People that turn down air conditioning kind of confuse me, but we serve the customer.
In there, there's still a customer. It's just a different way to skin the cat. But
Sure.
9 out of 10 that walk in, they're probably not really worthy of a restoration, what that takes. Well, definitionally, when you define it for them, they go, whoa,
Yeah.
I hadn't thought of that.
So just out of some sense of snobbery, you will not restore my 78 Mustang.
That's correct.
You know,
A Mustang, too.
so many memories of that area, our country losing its edge and dominance, hostages being taken. The 78 Mustang is so important, you just won't do it for me?
It's just not the smart move.
Jimmy Carter, man. Who doesn't miss Jimmy Carter?
It was great for the car restoration industry. We called it 1973 8-track and back. So people say, what kind of cars do you work on? Pretty much we lost the plot after 1973, and things got little.
Yeah.
And poor running and everything else. So
I think the government became the dog and we became the tail after that.
very possible.
And we're just sitting here trying to cave to this arbitrary system of rules and unaccountable bureaucracy.
With the exception of C10s and dent side Fords,
Well,
yeah.
That's true. They look
And even
good,
a Gen
right?
2 Bronco, we like those.
Yeah, those are very fine vehicles.
But the sports car, it took a beating.
Yeah. There was nothing sporty made in that era. But man, I think this has been really, really enlightening for people that, might walk into this not understanding the cost and the value of our services. Thanks for taking the time, Jeff.
Hey, appreciate it. Thanks, Adam.